As I stated in the chat, we will get right into questions for Coach Pitino tonight. So if you have a question, please send me a request in the chat and we'll get started just as soon as the first question rolls in. And it looks like we'll start off with Marcus Fuller.
Coach, first off, can you talk about not having Gabe there, and then obviously Jamal taking his place in the starting lineup?
Yeah, I was going to switch it up and probably put Jamal in there anyway, and maybe go with Jamal and Gabe. And Trey's bringing great energy and scoring, but give that a little bit of a different look. And then just kind of a fluke deal where Gabe got hurt really on the last play of practice, and a ball just hit his finger and broke his finger. And it's really hard, but obviously with the right hand to do that. So tough blow, really, really tough blow. I mean, it's very, very important, especially on the defensive side of it. He guards the team's best player. It's just, and then Liam is not even close to himself. So that's two very, very important players. One is out, one is just hobbling around. So really proud of the effort. We were right there. We fought. We had a couple minutes there, a little stretch where we messed up on a couple switches. We needed a switch, but give them credit too. That's a really good team, and this league is unforgiving. Any league where if their best big was hurt and their starting two guard was out, I think they wouldn't be as good. So I'm really proud of the fight of our guys.
Next question will come from AJ Condon.
Hey, Coach. With Gabe out, obviously you had a new start in the lineup, but all three of your starting guards performed very well tonight. Can you kind of just talk about how that performance impacted the game and how it helped you guys stay into it?
Well, we scored points. 70 plus is a good number for us. I think I thought we were really hurting them driving the ball, and then we got a little bit 3-point happy there when we needed to keep driving. They were having trouble keeping us in front of them, and we got a little bit in love with the three. We got to keep living at the rim. We were 4 for 20. We probably should have been about 4 for 14. 5 or 6 less would have been good. But the defensive side of it, we definitely had some breakdowns. And that's where Gabe and, the leading shot blocker in the league, maybe he had 3 tonight. If he was healthy, maybe he has 5. So it changes a lot.
Daniel House, over to you.
Hey, Richard, what do you think was the biggest issue tonight on the defensive end?
Kind of like I just said, Daniel. I mean, you take maybe the best guard defender in the league out of your lineup. You expect him to play. He's done for a while. And you got a shot blocker in Liam Robbins who can hardly jump. It's kind of important. I mean, it's going to change your defense.
Andy Greeter, over to you.
Richard, what'd you like of Jamal's game? Obviously, he built on the Maryland game.
Yeah, I think he's a really good player. He can score in a variety of ways. He's got a unique mid-range game that a lot of people don't have anymore. He can get to the basket. He was getting to the free throw line. We left 9 points in the free throw line. We've been pretty good. It was good to get back to the line, get them to the double bonus. I think Jamal is going to be a terrific player. And we're asking a freshman to do a lot, but that's good for him.
Marcus Fuller, back to you.
Coach, moving forward defensively, what did you see from other guys besides Liam and that you're going to have to get from your front court facing Kofi, coming up?
Yeah. I mean, we need Liam to get healthy. That's kind of the answer. So, I mean, we need to get home. We haven't been home. This will be 5 nights on the road, which is a long time, during COVID. We need to get home. We need to get healthy. And Liam Robbins getting healthy would be the answer because Kofi's obviously a major issue.
We'll go back to Daniel House now.
Sam Freeman had a notable couple of stretches in the first half. What did you think of his effort when he got in there?
Yeah, I thought he was good. He was good. It's just, maybe could have played him a little bit more. Eric's got a little bit more experience. But obviously Sam, if Liam's still hobbled, he's going to have to play versus one of the biggest bigs in the country. But he had some good moments.
Andy Greeter, back to you.
How close was Liam to not playing, and how limited did you think he was?
I thought he was really limited. He told me he thought he could be like last game. He didn't feel whole lot of improvement. I don't know if that's travel and on the bus and, just not being home, but he said, I want to play and, I'm not going to be 100%. And if you feel like me not being 100% hurts the team, pull me. And I didn't think he was hurting the team, but he's just not, 1 for 2, he's normally getting about 10 shots. I mean, it's 13 points a game right there. And, we run a lot of stuff for him. So it's a problem.
AJ Condon, back to you.
Just to piggyback off that, Coach, how much was that limited due to his injury compared to his foul trouble?
No, it's his injury. It's a major injury. He's in a lot of pain.
And Marcus, we'll go back to you now.
I know it's really early, but you said a while for Gabe. I mean, is there any chance that he could get back in the regular season here? And
I don't really know. I think we got to get home and get him to see a hand specialist. It's hard just kind of looking at X-rays and stuff. So get home and hopefully have a better feel of exactly what they want to do, but just hard right now. No.
And last question of the night, we'll go to Andy Greeter.
Richard, in the NCAA tournament picture, I mean, you and Indiana were kind of right there between in the same kind of spots. Did you notice that? Did you see that? Did you talk to the guys about that kind of context?
I mean, we got 5 more games. It's good for fan interest, but we keep declaring teams are in and out before the season's over, and it's good for fan interest. We got 5 more games. We got a conference tournament. We got a quad 1 win opportunity in front of us with Illinois. I believe Penn State would be a potential quad 1. Rutgers would be a potential quad 1. So they decide after the season, right? I mean, and I know it's cool to talk about. So we don't talk about that much. We just talk, the beauty of the Big Ten is every game is worth a lot. And, we've been dealt a little bit of bad luck at a tough time, but I'm very, very proud of the fight. I really am. We'll break through if we keep fighting like that.
All right, Coach Pitino, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And we'll resume here in just a few moments with Trey Williams and Brandon Johnson for players. Thank you.
Trey, what did you feel like needed to change or step up with Gabe's injury and kind of another guard going down?
Guys just have to step up. We got a team full of guys that can play, and when your number's called, you got to be ready to step up. We got to make defensive plays down the stretch. I gave up a few, and we just got to be better. But every time your number's called, you got to be ready to perform. So
next, we'll go over to Daniel House.
Hey, Trey, Coach Pitino was talking about the effort that you guys had attacking the basketball in the first half. What do you think led to that success?
In the game plan early, we were talking about attacking, moving the ball and putting pressure on the defense, getting to the paint. We put up a lot of threes every game, so we're trying to dim down on that and attack more. I feel like me, Mash, Cinco all did a good job of getting downhill. We just got to sustain that for a 40-minute span. But I feel like we did a good job attacking in the first half.
Marcus Fuller, over to you.
Trey, when you see a guy like Gabe go down, obviously Jamal comes in and scores and does well. Liam's been playing with an injury, and he's trying to give it his all. What can you guys do to support him defensively?
Just have his back at all times. He's a soldier. We're glad that he's even given us anything. He could have easily sat out, but he chose to fight with us. So, just being there for him, knowing that he might give a few up, just having his back, and losing a guy like G, who's top defender in the Big Ten, top defender in the country, that hurts us. But I feel like we did a good job overall. We just lost it down the stretch a little bit.
I've not received any additional questions for Trey yet, so if you do have any remaining questions for him, please pop them in the chat at this time. Looks like we'll go back to Daniel House.
Hey, Trey, how much have you seen Jamal just increase his confidence over the past month or so?
Man, man, it's big time. He came to the university with a lot of confidence. Yeah, so it's just good to see him get comfy. You know, he's a big time player, high level player. He's always had it, so it's good to see it come out. You know, game to game, he's getting better, more confident in himself, more comfy out there on the floor. So it's great to see him prosper. He deserves it.
Marcus Fuller, back to you.
Trey, you know, obviously coach doesn't bring it up a whole lot, but you guys know, obviously 5 games left, NCAA tournament goals. You know, what going into Illinois, do you want to talk about the tournament? Would that be important for you guys to just have that on your mind? And
I mean, I feel like that's, you know, our major goal, our top goal is to make the tournament, make some noise in the tournament. You know, we haven't been able to get one on the road, lost some tough ones, but I feel like that's our main goal more than anything, is to win and put ourselves in a position to be on the big stage, make some noise. So yeah, I feel like that's a top goal, top priority for us.
I've not received any additional questions for Trey. So with that said, I think we'll wrap it up. Trey, thank you for your time.
Thank you, guys.
And we'll wrap it up with Brandon Johnson here just in a few moments. Thank you. Perfect. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
All right, so as Paul said, we'll wrap up with Brandon Johnson, and we will get started with questions with AJ Condon. Start us off, AJ.
There. Brandon, Pitino, Coach Pitino's talked a lot about the rebounding game and games past. Can you kind of just talk about how you felt that had an impact on today's game? You guys beat them on the offense board. Those guys beat you in the total rebounding. Can you kind of just talk about how that played an impact tonight?
It played a role because they got second chances pretty much when we needed to stop at that time. And it was just mainly little mistakes and crucial moments that killed us tonight. Something that we have put an emphasis on in practice every day and boxing out, making sure we check out and everything. But the times that we did it good. Like, we executed the game plan perfectly. But the times that we didn't box out, we shot ourselves in the foot for sure.
Daniel House, over to you.
Hey, Brandon, what do you think changed the most offensively during the final 8 minutes or so?
I don't think it was not much of a change. We had a goal of getting to the basket, just taking whatever good shot was available, not just rushing to take the first shot available, but just getting a good team shot. I felt like we did good on the offensive end down the stretch. It was just mainly the defensive end that killed us because, like I said before, like, we needed to stop, and we just weren't able to get the stop that we needed to keep the run going. So
next, we'll go over to Andy Grader.
Brandon, as you guys continue to come up short on the road, how much does that bother you? How much does that stick and grate with you?
I mean, as a competitor, it bothers everybody because we feel like certain games that we should have, and it's small mistakes that keep turning into big mistakes. But we have the same mentality every time. After every loss that we had, we just go into it with a clean slate. Just move on to the next game. We mess up in the game, move on to the next possession. So that's the mentality that we've been having this entire season. So that's what we got to keep going with.
Marcus Fuller, over to you.
Brandon, how much are you struggling with your injury? I know Liam's obviously very not himself. His coach keeps saying, trying to battle through it. How much is it hurting your game?
I mean, I'm not the type to make excuses. Whatever injuries that I have going on, if I'm able to get out there and play to the best of my ability, regardless, like, I'm gonna be 100%, regardless of what's going on with me. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make sure that I'm out there to help my team win.
Daniel House, back to you.
Brandon, from your perspective, how much has Jamal grown over the past month or so?
Jamal's a great kid. a hard worker. He puts in his individual work when everybody's gone every day. His game is definitely improved for sure. Like he knows when to shoot now instead of like having jitters like going into the game, just rushing to put up a shot. Now he's starting to be calm and get his cool and everything. So his game is expanded. He's going to be a great player in the future. He's a great player now. And I'm looking forward to seeing him grow in this program for sure.
I'm just giving it a few moments to see if any final questions roll in for Brandon before we wrap it up tonight. But I have not. So with that said, Brandon, thank you for your time. Have a good rest of the night.
You too.
And same goes to everybody else. Thanks for hopping on tonight. Have a great evening.
Thanks, Elliot.
Thanks, everyone.